Hey everybody, I'm Kendra, and this is Kendra's VSG Life. So, you might think this is corny, but I've seen a lot of people do this, and I've watched a lot of people's videos about this topic, VSG. And sorry, this is my first video, and it's 12 in the morning, so I probably look tired and exhausted and like crap. But the one person's channel that I love and that I watch all the time is Laura's VSG Tube. So if you need somebody else to watch and learn from, she is just absolutely phenomenal. Keep up the work, girl. You have done awesome, and I've loved your journey. She's actually gave me the courage and confidence to decide to go through and get the surgery done. So I wanted to do a YouTube channel. Sorry if I'm looking down, it's because I'm watching my bullet points. I wanted to do a YouTube channel so I could look back at myself and see all of my progress and the changes in my life, not just with my body, but my mentality. To look at these videos a year from now is going to be great. I hope. So I'm going to try and keep most of my videos short. This one's going to be a little longer because I'm covering everything, the introductory, and I'm going to be explaining everything. So I've decided to get the VSG surgery, which is vertical sleeve gastrectomy, also known as a gastric sleeve, which will help me lose weight. So a little bit about my background. I started gaining weight and becoming chubbier in about 3rd grade, and I've just always been one of the bigger girls growing up. I came from a small town, so that made it hard too. I was in about 5 to 6 sports throughout middle school and high school. I was always very active. I've always been healthy. I've never really liked candy, never really been a pop drinker, but I was still always the big girl. I was called Hulk. I was called Brian. I always got made fun of, and it was just really hard. A lot of things have, I've always wanted to lose weight. I felt like I got cheated in life because I was healthy. I was athletic, and it was like anything I do, I would never lose weight. And then I had a sore throat one day. I went to the doctor's, and I'd gone to the doctor for the same sore throat for a while, like 2 or 3 times. And finally my doctor sent me to the ENT, the ear, nose, throat doctor, and they said that my tonsils were huge and that they needed to come out. So I did a sleep study first, and my sleep study was horrible. I had horrible sleep apnea. I was stopping breathing about 130 times an hour. I didn't even think that was possible. And then my blood oxygen levels were getting down to 50%, which is bad because a healthy adult should be about like 97 to 100%. Well, one day I was driving and I just passed out. They think that it had to do with my blood oxygen levels reaching 50%. They think that I just kind of passed out for a few seconds, and then as soon as I drove off the road, I was conscious during the whole thing. But I was in a bad car accident. I totaled it, and I should not have survived. Many people that looked at the car said there's no way I should have survived, and I rolled it about 7 times and ended up upside down. I broke the window out, got the the seatbelt off, and crawled out myself, and I was fine. I had some bruises from the steering wheel, and that was it. So that was a huge wake-up call that I was getting another chance at life, and I knew that I needed to do it right and needed to change my life. So that was that. What else? Another big push was my ex-boyfriend. Sounds pathetic. All of us go through it, but my ex-boyfriend was never really intimate with me from the start. He was a little bit, but I knew I've been in a relationship before. I knew how it was supposed to be, and of course I always thought it had to do with my weight, and I'd tell him that, and he'd be like, no, it doesn't have to do with your weight. Don't blame yourself. And so he went to the doctor and got his testosterone checked, and it was fine. And so I'm like, okay, what else could it be? It has to be me. You're not attracted to me. I'm too fat for you. This, that, blah, blah, blah. And he always assured me that it wasn't, and then he cheated on me with several women. And then he left me. And of course the girl was thin. So that just makes things look bad. So I blame myself. Like, my weight had a factor. And that's how society is. Most men want a thin, fit girl. And, I want to... I'm sorry, there's a glare. I'm trying to block it out. But that's how society is. It just ruined my self-esteem because of this cruel world, the way that society makes us women look at ourselves in such a negative way. Let's see. So I'm very thankful that my insurance is going to cover for almost all my surgery. I'm not thankful for why, because my BMI is high enough that they will cover it, and you have to have 2 medical issues out of like a huge list, and I do. I have sleep apnea still. I did get my tonsils out, by the way, and so that's been better. So my sleep apnea is way better. So I have sleep apnea, and I have high cholesterol, so I qualify for the surgery for my insurance to pay for it. So here are a few things why I wanted to do this for myself and what made me decide to get the surgery. Because I went to the bariatric center, and I didn't even want to go. My doctor said, go to the ENT and go to the bariatric center and see what both say. So I did, and I was so ashamed and didn't go back. Didn't even think about it until a couple months later. And so here's a few reasons why I decided. Because I want to feel good and not be ashamed of myself every day I look in the mirror. Because there are days I'll look in the mirror and I won't even recognize myself. As far as I've let myself go, I don't know who I am most days. I want to be attractive, obviously. Unfortunately, with the society, people are more kind to attractive people, and there are a lot more opportunities for attractive people. It's horrible to say, it might sound shallow, but that's how it is. I have high cholesterol, and I know that I've got to be on the verge of having other health issues, and I want to be proactive and prevent myself from my health declining. So getting the surgery will make me like 60-80% less likely to ever get diabetes or high blood pressure. So, why not do it then? I've tried several different diets like Atkins, Isogenics, Nutrisystem, 800 calories or less, no carbs. I've done it all, and I'll lose some weight, but it all comes bouncing right back. So I am tired of feeling myself. I'm tired of feeling over and over and over again. And I want to do it for my future family so I can be happy and be an active mom for my kids, and be able to do things. And I don't want to be the fat wife. I want to be a trophy wife. I want my husband to look at me like, wow, that's my wife. I want him to show me off. What else? So I've taken more than my fair share of before pictures. I'm sure we all have. I've taken so many before pictures, but I've never once gotten an after picture. And I want my after picture. I am after my after picture. And I will get it. VSG is a tool. I know most people think that you get the surgery and you just magically lose weight. That's not how it works. It's a tool. And I still have to work hard at it. I know you sleepers out there, you all know that it's hard work. It might actually be harder than a normal diet that I've done before. I have to change my life in so many ways. I have to cut out so many foods, and there's so many things that I can never do again, and so many things I can, or not that I can do, never eat again. And there's multivitamins I have to take every day for the rest of my life. It's going to be a whole new level that I don't even think I know what it's going to be like. So it's not the easy way out for those of you that think that. But this way, there can be no more cheating for me. There can be no more giving up. I get this, and if I cheat or if I give up, it can be life-threatening and cause a lot of major health issues. So I can't. I get it. It's irreversible. I can't go back. Let's see. I will save a lot of money in the long run. On groceries, I won't be able to eat as much. Thankfully, I have to just buy for myself and cook for myself. I know it's probably a lot harder for those of you that have families, but my grocery bills will cut in half or more. And clothes. For those of you that know, buying plus size clothing is so much more expensive than normal clothing, and it's so hard to find, and you can never find anything that's cute or attractive anyways. And even the things that I do have, I'll put it on, and I'll have a giant tummy and fat rolls just staring back at me, and I'll be like, nope to that shirt. I'll try on 4 more shirts, and none of them will feel good, and finally I just have to put a sweatshirt on, or put yoga pants on and something loose that makes me feel good, and I'm tired of that. I want to be able to walk into Target or walk into Maurice's and not have to go to the plus size section. I don't want to be the girl anymore that everybody stares at in public, or I guess at least I feel like everybody stares at me. I don't want to feel uncomfortable in my own skin anymore. I want people to look at me for once and say, wow, she's a very pretty girl. Wow, she's very fit. I want to look like her, and I want people to give me compliments, just random people in public. I think that the surgery will help bring such a positive state of mind for me. I also want to be able to have more energy because I love being out and about. I love being active. I love doing things. I love hiking and canoeing and kayaking and working out. I love working out, but it is very hard for me. And I have a best friend, and she's fit, and I have such a hard time keeping up with her, and I want to be able to keep up with her. So, but I get so exhausted. So I want to be able to have more energy. I remember telling myself I wouldn't ever let myself reach over 200 pounds. And then one day I did. And I was like, okay, I'll work at it, but as long as I don't reach over 215 pounds. And then one day I did. And I got to a bad depression rut, and I went on some medication and gained about 30 to 35 pounds in the course of a couple months. And it was bad. Like, I've reached that weight, and I couldn't get it back off. And finally, I was like, to the point, I got to get off this depression medicine. I have to do something. I was so ashamed of myself and the person that I had become. I was my own enemy at the time. And I was just a food addict. I loved food, and I have to admit that now, and I am admitting it, and I've faced that because I've been so ashamed. I even feel like my family has been ashamed of me. I stopped going home to visit family from school because I felt like I was ashamed for, like they were ashamed of me, and it was hard because I'm the only fat girl in the family. There's nobody that's fat in my family in general, so that's been very hard, and I want to put a stop to all of it. And I'm finally admitting my problems, and I am doing something about it, and I'm done. I'm done letting my weight define me. I'm done letting it control my life. It's my turn to live my life for once and be happy and free in my body. So I will post another video of my stats and all that jazz so you'll kind of know where I'm at.